Turn with me, if you would, this morning to Psalm 139. Psalm 139. I have to say, when I planned this sermon series, I had no idea of God's plan for the timing of the Supreme Court's release of the Roe v. Wade decision. I did, of course, know about our guest that was coming later on this morning, followed by our luncheon. And I did know that this series was particularly revolving around people being made in the image of God. And of course, the subjects or topics that we have looked at in the last 3 weeks are being made in God's image. Our society largely looking at killing God's image. And last week we looked at caring for God's image. Topic or sermon title this morning is Protecting the Image of God. But I have to say, as I studied this passage over the last few days, I began to remind myself this psalm is not just about abortion and humanity and people being made in the image of God. This psalm is about God. And this psalm is also about the relationship of a person who reads this psalm, originally the person who wrote this psalm, and his relationship with God. Follow along as I read probably a familiar psalm to many of you, but a very wonderful poem about God and about us. David writes these words, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up, you discern